Welcome back, everyone, to the ninth annual Jeremiah Thanksgiving Day show. I'm helping co-host the show today. It's me, the host of the Sports Lounge, Big Lou, hanging out with our panel of amazing people out there. And we just right before we cut the break, we were kind of giving the Detroit Lions, more so the Green Bay Packers, kind of an atomic wedgie, a punch in the face, and we're gonna move off of those guys and move forward to the Dallas Cowboys, who have been a staple on Thanksgiving for quite a few years themselves. And the Cowboys' record on Thanksgiving, I'm just going to jump into it this way. The Cowboys have gone 32, 22, and 1 on Thanksgiving since starting its holiday tradition in 1966. Their best Thanksgiving stretch came in the early 1980s, as they set a franchise record by winning 6 straight Turkey Day games from 1980 to 1985. The team has been just slightly better than the Lions on Thanksgiving in recent years, though. Dallas had lost 3 straight games before snapping their skid against the division rival New York Giants in 2022. They will face another NFC East foe in the Washington Commanders later today. And that brings us to, there was the movie that was made with, Jamie Foxx, LL Cool J, Al Pacino happens to play the head coach Any Given Sunday. And it's a very true statement in the NFL. Anything can happen on any given Sunday. So with that being said, I have to go back, and I'm going to go back to where I started. Arwen,
yeah,
I need your pick again. Because, I call myself a sports bettor, but I don't really bet a lot of money. I'll bet like $5 and then pick a whole bunch of teams and hope I get lucky. Haven't gotten lucky, but it's $5. I figure I would spend that much on buying my kids Robux to play that damn game on their phone. So that said, who are you taking in the Cowboy Commander game? The Commanders or the Cowboys?
I'm going to go with the Cowboys because I did get to meet Troy Aikman when he played for them. And I also am going to go with the Cowboys because of all their hard work, and they've worked really hard to set all these records, and because I play music in Austin, and that's in Texas.
I love how you choose.
Fair enough. Real quick, I have to ask, if you had the opportunity, would you love that opportunity to play at the halftime of a Cowboys game in that new stadium? That is absolutely amazing. I've never been. I've heard nothing but great things. I think it has one of the biggest TV screens or jumbotrons in the history of sports. Would that be a venue that you would really like to share your talents? Or is there one bigger that you would really like to perform at?
I mean, that would be really fun because, though I'm not like a sports expert, like my brother played football in high school and he was an athlete for baseball in college and almost went pro too. I would love to combine sports and music because I feel like there's so much soul involved in all of it, and everybody is excited for so many different reasons at a sports event. And then, if there was a second choice, I'd love to play at the Ryman in Nashville because it's such a beautiful historic building and that's supposed to have really good sound too.
Amazing. I will say, I used to be a musician at one point, and then I just kind of fell away from it. I was more of a percussionist. I started playing drums when I was very, very young, and then graduated into playing the alto saxophone. And then some people really heard me playing the saxophone, and thus my music career ended. That said, Corin, what about you? Who you got in this game? The Cowboys or the Commanders?
Well, before I get into that, your saxophone story, I thought of myself as a cornet connoisseur when I was in my youth in 5th, 6th grade, and I practiced my heart out. And when we got to the big show for the family and everybody else, the teacher came over to me and asked me if I would mime my part of the trumpet playing along with the other trumpeters, just so I didn't screw it up. And I was like, "Oh, bah humbug! I'm curmudgeon about playing the cornet, which is like a small trumpet." I gave it up quickly.
I like that play on the curmudgeon. I like that part. That's good.
But as far as the teams go, you know, again, it's not. I honestly don't even know where the Commanders came from or who they changed over to or from or anything. You know, all the way the new teams are now and everything. I'm a little confused about who they were originally, or if they were, or if it's a new franchise or something. So I'm not sure who the Commanders are from history. You know, my history in football stops around the early mid '90s. So if they didn't exist then, I'm not that familiar with them. But I've never been a fan of the Cowboys, and I've always
They existed. They existed.
So,
They
did they? The Commanders did.
No one wants to say it. I feel like
Ron's about to go off.
I don't feel like we can all say it. They were the Native American team of the NFL.
So we can say
that
it.
went by.
Oh,
I
the
think we can say it.
I don't feel like you're even allowed to say it anymore. They just unmention it everywhere. So I'm not trying to get canceled.
Wait,
on
but how much worse? Yeah, but how much worse is that to go from Redskins, which I know I saw a whole article, I read a whole article about it, saw a whole little mini documentary about all of the Native Americans who are like, we want that name back, we want that name back. As you know, how